Hi, I'm Ilona Pitt and this is Meet Britain's Makers, our TV series that brings you interviews with Made in the Midlands members and manufacturing leaders. Today we're joined by John Cooper of Cooper and Jackson. John,
Indeed.
Thank you very much for coming to our studio today.
Thank you for having me.
And how are you today?
Very good. Snowing outside, so but we're okay.
I know, I was struggling to get here this morning, but here we are, and thank you very much for making it. So,
Indeed.
I would like to find out a bit more about Cooper and Jackson.
No problem.
If you could let us tell us where you're based, what is that you do, your capabilities, that would be great.
No problem. We're based in Brierley Hill. We're a steel service centre, so we take master coil in steel and aluminium and produce that into narrower slip coils, precision blanks and sheet. We've been established since 1979. Ken Jackson and Chris Cooper started the business back then, and our main emphasis is on the thin end of the market, so that's 0.25 millimetres through to 3 millimetres in thickness, and we'll service any number of different sectors. If they use flat steel products or aluminium products, we can supply them. So we cover automotive, construction, domestic appliance, a wide range.
And in terms of customers, what could be an ideal customer for Cooper and Jackson?
I mean, that's a great question. I mean, we sort of market ourselves as a supply chain partner. So our primary focus is to try and find customers where we believe we can genuinely add value to their business.
Right.
Now, there's a number of ways in which we think we can do that. There's three primary ways, but there's a wide range. The three that I can think of primarily are the product. Can we add value in some way to the product that they purchase? The supply chain, what ways can we enhance their business, make their life easier? Again, add value. And then the third way is provide engineering solutions. The product, everybody wants to talk about the commodity price. Everybody's first interest is the price. But there may be other ways we can help. It might be that we can offer an alternative, a different thickness, a different dimension, different grade, different surface finish, different oil. And we'll start a process whereby we'll try and understand as much of their business as possible to identify those opportunities. In terms of the supply chain, that's a bit more complex, but again, there's ways in which we can help. So for example, we recently made a proposal to a customer who needed to get their product to market as quickly as possible. So we came up with a proposal that enabled them to do that, and that meant they could win more business and generate more revenue and grow their business. And then finally, there's the engineering solutions, which people often say, well, you can't do that. You're a steel service centre. You'd be surprised. Talk to us, see what we can find out. It might be that we can modify our process design to incorporate something that, again, adds value to your processes and makes your life a little bit easier.
I mean, recently you've posted a very interesting article on your LinkedIn page that discusses the sales cycle and service cycles. Would you like to tell our audience a little bit about that?
I knew somebody had read that article somewhere.
That's me, definitely.
That article talks about how the sales process is important, but service comes before sales, we believe. So the moment we start to look for a customer or a potential prospect, we are trying to, again, find ways in that we might be able to add value, so that the service cycle starts there and then. And that continues all the way through the business. So what that means is everybody in the business has an opportunity to influence the level of service that we deliver. We don't always get it right, but the attitude is there to try and deliver the best service that we can. So in that respect, whether it be the maintenance engineer, the operators, the banders, the cleaner, whoever it might be, their focus is delivering the best service they can, and that in a way makes them a salesperson. They're in a lot of respects our best advert.
So everyone's involved. It's continuous around the business.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, that with steel prices beginning to increase again, how important it is for the manufacturers to address, not to panic and analyse their options post-Brexit. It is a hot topic at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, steel prices is a entire subject in its own right that we perhaps don't have time for, but certainly within, since April last year onwards, steel prices have gradually risen, and that's gathering pace. And will continue to gather pace from everything we understand in the first half of this year. So what we're trying to say to people is it's a great time to look at your options, see what else is out there. It might not just be about price. As I said earlier, we might be able to find other ways in which we can help you reduce your costs, add value in areas that maybe you haven't explored before, or maybe you have, but you felt that you didn't have the support there that was available. We will do our best to try and help. The point is, there are options available.
So in terms of Brexit, what's your advice there?
I mean, I'm certainly not qualified to talk about the sort of, I wouldn't pretend to know the ins and outs of the whole Brexit debate. I think the important thing from government, in my opinion, is that we get action and we get some answers and we get some conviction, and then we can start to plan. The good thing is that through organisations like Made in the Midlands and some of the more active members, there's lots of activity and lots of positivity, and I think from a manufacturing point of view, that feeds through and gives confidence. If government then can add the conviction and some certainty to that debate, then we could do really well.
I mean, yes, at the Made in the Midlands we all hear about positive news and championing manufacturing. I think doom and gloom stuff we bombarded by every day. So here we are to celebrate all these successes. That's why we do this series,
Absolutely.
For example.
Yeah.
And as you know, the skills gap, huge topic within the manufacturing. How important it is to address this issue, and what is that, for example, Cooper and Jackson are doing to contribute? I
mean, absolutely, it's an issue for everybody. It's widely talked about, and I think there's a lot of activity in that area now. I hear Chris Greeno, his activity with regard to apprentices. I've listened to Tom Morgan at Subcon Laser at 5:30 in the morning on, I think, Wake Up to Money, talking about apprenticeships. People are actually going out there and doing things to enhance that position. And in our own small way, I like to think that we're doing the same thing. We took on an electrical apprentice, our first serious apprentice, a few years ago. A guy called Luke, who's now qualified and is doing really well, incorporated into our maintenance department. And then recently we took on a quality apprentice, a girl called JC, who has just passed initial apprenticeship.
Great girl as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And she's been fantastic, and we're really hopeful that she's going to be awarded a distinction for her efforts. She certainly deserves it. So fingers crossed she'll get that. So those are the positive sides. There are challenges. I mean, in other areas of our business, we've got unique skills that standard apprenticeship programs don't cover, so we have to have our own internal training programs. Now, it may be somebody watching might say, "No, John, there's an apprenticeship program available. Talk to us." And in which case, we'd love to hear from them. But we have to deal with our sort of own internal program, and that does produce good results. Good young people coming through from the bottom level of the training program all the way through to the operators and the team leaders and things like that.
So it's really great to hear that, especially you got a young lady progressing within the company, and to see someone develop their skills. It must be very. It gives you this sense of achievement in yourself. Are you working with the apprentices on a daily basis yourself?
I mean, it's a small company, so there's a lot of interaction between people and all the different departments, whether it be quality, accounts. They all have to work together. There's 38 of us, so it's important that we work together as a team. We're incredibly proud of her, but she's done the work. She's put the effort in. She's shown the dedication and the determination that's required to achieve what she's achieved, and we're really hopeful she'll continue and do more of the same.
So how many people is working at Cooper and Jackson at the moment?
I think there's about 38 people. So
that's a very good size.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Great. And one more thing I wanted to ask about is, recently we saw that you've been featured in Black Country Growth Barometer and listed as one of the fastest growing companies. So How much of a testimonial this is for, your business?
Well, I mean, to be totally honest with you, we weren't aware that this report was going to be published. So when we saw it, we were like, wow, we didn't know that. We didn't know that was going to happen. So that was a good thing to see. And then, having seen it and taken stock, we're like, yeah, it is good to be recognised. We've tended to sort of keep ourselves under the radar a little bit. So it's nice to see that we've been noticed. There's a lot of hard work gone in over, some difficult times.
Yes.
If we go back 5 years, it's been tough. So there's a lot of hard work gone through. Everybody in the company genuinely seems to be working towards the same goal. And I'd urge anybody that comes to visit us to speak to people within the company, and they'll get that sense of enthusiasm. So yeah, in answer to your question, I think it's a good reflection of all the efforts, but there's more to be done, and we've got to keep working hard and keep trying to come up with new ways to, add value to our customers and our suppliers.
And just quickly, any plans for 2017? Any things coming up in the pipeline? Yeah,
we've got plenty planned for 2017. The main thing, obviously, to continue with our growth plans. So we'll do that enthusiastically. I mentioned engineering solutions earlier. We've got various different things that we're looking at there for customers. I can't go into detail.
Okay.
But there are things there, just because there's confidentiality clauses and what have you. But there's plenty to go at, plenty to do, and if anybody wants to find out more, then they're more than welcome to give me a ring.
Of course. Thank you very much for coming to our studio, John.
Thank you.
We'll definitely follow your news throughout the year on our website, on your site, on Twitter. So it was great to have you here. It was fantastic to learn about Cooper & Jackson. Great British success story with lots of committed employees and, some really fantastic awards and achievements.
Appreciate that.
Thank you for watching another episode of Meet Britain's Makers. We will see you again next week, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel or visit madeinthemidlands.tv. Thank you, and see you again very soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.